Hey girl, hey, welcome to a brand new day. We are on day 27 of our 30-day excursion into who you are, why you are here, and where we are going, our hope. And we have been drilling away at your hope, where you are going, identifying each phase of the journey, each phase of living into and putting on the attributes, the character, the integrity of your significant purpose. I mentioned yesterday that your significant purpose isn't so much what you're doing as much as it is who you are being, who you're called to be on this earth. Because your core value, the characteristics that make up that core value, the attributes, the integrity that is required, that will never change. That is what you're called to. That is who God is expecting you to be on this earth. That is why I feel so completely passionate about what it means to be the light. I believe God has called us to be on this earth. And through that being, we begin to create. And the creation and the vision and the innovation is where the doing happens. But that doing shifts and changes and transforms as you move through the many different seasons of your life. Now, the managing and the taking advantage, squeezing each season for all that it's worth is a whole practice in and of itself. And it actually leads me to phase 5 of living into your significant purpose, identifying it by experiencing it and practicing putting it on. I mentioned yesterday, once again, that once you are in the space of practicing, honoring your skill set and honoring your natural personality type, all the things that you've learned about yourself, you're going to begin to notice different ideas and inspirations begin to peak. Your creativity is going to be tapped into, and you're going to begin to have some unique ideas all your own. You're going to begin to create vision. You're going to begin to see things that can be better than they currently are. So maybe you're in phase 5 where you have ideas, you have vision, you have hopes, you have goals. This is a beautiful space to be in because it is where you're dreamscaping, and this is where your hope begins to shape. And your hope can look a bit different in each season as well. If I'm in a season of being at home with younger children, it's still important for me to know my core value and the attributes and the character thereof so that I can be congruent to and in alignment with my significant purpose. But the activity of my life is going to be centered on those babies. And so I may have a goal or a hope or an ambition. I may dream what it looks like to really activate and invite my babies into this significant purpose of mine, this assignment of mine. But then that's going to shift once they grow older and they come out of the house. Then maybe I'm looking at more of a career, or I'm looking at something outside of the home that's going to begin to shape the way I think and dreamscape and build my hope for that season. So please be okay with the fact that you won't ever just figure it all out. It won't ever just be a one and done. This is a journey. And so your goals, your dream, your hope, where you're going continues to manifest, continues to build and develop. One thing that I'm learning and loving about the Father is that He gives you just bits and pieces at a time, just enough to keep you inspired and keep you moving and dependent on Him. But as you get closer and closer to the manifestation or the actualizing of what you saw in your heart and in your mind, He often gives just something a little bit more, or offers another divine appointment, or sends somebody else your way that makes it bigger than you were originally thinking and planning on. So you continue to work away at it because it ends up being legacy work. It's so much bigger than you. It's all about His glory. He's building a masterpiece, and He's the only one with the blueprint. So you just trust the process and be okay with the continued development, the continued growth of your hope, your ambition based upon what you are experiencing and learning about yourself. It is perfectly okay and expected for you to be creative throughout this process. And so there is a whole nother process that comes to managing and maintaining the synergy of your life while you're weaving in and out of these different seasons. Because remember, your significant purpose is so much more about who you're called to be than what you think you're called to do. And so since that being part is consistent and remains throughout your life, you just get more and more efficient, more and more resolute in it, more and more vibrant in it. There are practices and tools that you can learn, tricks of the trade, to help you maintain your synergy and help you be that same person, help you abide in that same purpose, no matter what hat you're wearing, no matter what season you're in. And there's so many resources out there, but I'm going to share a couple of my favorite. It's authored by the same guy, Stephen R. Covey. Covey. I probably should have learned how to pronounce his name before I got on here, but still, look, I know that this is not this is not like some brand new thing that you've never heard of before. He's wildly popular, but for good reason. These two books right here are my favorite. First Things First. This was the first book I read. Absolutely amazing. And then The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People really just, I felt, gave a little bit more of a put into practice, and allowed me to just take his resources, his tools, and recommendations step by step. It also helped me take my personal mission statement and my significant purpose through yet another iterative process. You're never done refining. You're never done growing. You're never done learning. I will make sure that these are linked in the chat. I recommend starting off with this one, but he talks about the principles and the quadrants and the way that you identify your synergy of life. And this is another element that brings so much fulfillment to what you're experiencing, because your heart and your inner being and your spirit man will agree with you when you show up with integrity and you're the same person you are at home, as you are at work, as you are at church, or as you are in the community with your friends, with your family. You don't have to put on or swap or conform to any one way of being based upon your environment. When you know who you are and you're stepping into your significant purpose with integrity and abiding by and understanding those characteristics that make up that being, your character will then make way for you and point to your seasonal purpose, the seasonal activity of your life. And so I highly recommend taking time to read these books. Like I said, they're probably not brand new. So if I'm championing anything in this video, it's to do the reading. You know, the resources are there. This could very well be at your disposal. It could be in your house. It could be on your Audible list. Girl, just read it. Just listen to it. Don't let this great resource just be sitting next to you and you never really given it a try. And not only read it, but be a doer of what you're reading. Apply it, practice it, try it, ask questions, and see if it won't be beneficial to the management and success of your season. Girl, trust God, be the light, and do not fear. I'll talk to you tomorrow.